The flying pig.
Alright, we're live. We're just streaming.
Yeah, I bet no one's gonna really watch us, but
Oh, eventually they will. Later
yeah,
on.
probably.
The aliens who are scanning the cloud are probably listening. NSA is listening. You know.
NSA.
Yeah, like the CIA and FBI and stuff like
Ooh.
that. They're listening. Yeah, they're invading our privacy.
But they just like it doesn't come up on there.
No, they're taking. Yeah, no, it doesn't come up there. That's all right. It's all good because we're passing on good stuff, good vibes here. Good vibes in the household. So we're going to talk about Baal. B-A-A. L.
I don't know what that was, but that was weird. Like.
Right. Lord of Storms. And tradition is Semitic. And the home is a northern mountain. And also known as Hadad and Beelzebub. Much later. Right? So we're learning these gods and jumping around from different areas of the world. So if you like hi Jax, nice to see you. Thanks for stepping on the all right. So if you like the content and all that other stuff, just give us a thumbs up if you want to say something. Whatever it is, try to keep it clean.
Yeah.
Because we got
hit that like button.
Smash that like button. What else? Subscribe so we get our subscriber count up. And that's it. We're 2 minutes in it. Nobody wants to hear us for 2 minutes ask that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Baal's name means Lord. And he seems to be a combination of a bunch of earlier gods, or lords, of various cities in the Middle East. That's the theory. In any case, by the time people chiseled the clay tablets that gave us most of our knowledge of Baal, around 1500 BC.
Whoa.
Right, so this was before Christ. He was already a fully formed deity in his own right. He wasn't the head of the pantheon. That's El, the creator. But because Baal brought the rain that farmers depended on, he was the most important. So Baal fights the ocean. Some gods are born with their powers, but not Baal. He won his from Yam, or Yam. I'm not quite sure how it's pronounced. It looks, I don't know if it's long A, short A. Instead of Yam, I'll say Yam. Yummy. He's yummy. The Prince of the Sea, a primordial god of floods and chaos. A long time ago, Yam decided to become king of the gods. El, the creator, said he would allow it, but only if Yam could defeat Baal. So Yam sent messengers to Baal and demanded his surrender. Baal responded by attacking the messengers and then Yam himself, using magical weapons forged by divine smiths.
Whoa.
Right? Divine smiths, those are the iron smiths, right?
Did I one time get something from an ironsmith?
Yeah, we went to the Saugus Ironworks and they were banging out nails and stuff like that. And we poured our own thing there. They had a really neat thing over there. Every summer they do something. It's a federal park, so if anybody ever has a chance, you should visit it. We used to live across the street from it.
In Lincoln?
No, this was in Saugus. We lived right across the street, so we'd go there every single day and played.
Yeah, but now we moved.
Right. But
where was that? Was that place in Saugus where I got Mom that piece of like steel, and it had like that sun on it? Remember
yes, we made that. We forged. They had like mini forges and stuff, and they let the kids create their own forge. It was really cool. We should try that again. It's really cool. You'll probably understand a bit more. Yeah, It's at the Saugus Ironworks, which is the first ironworks in the country. And the guy who discovered it actually lived in Lincoln, Mass. It's got some cool history. It was discovered in like 1950 or something. So, Yam himself using magical weapons forged by divine smiths. After a climactic battle, Baal defeated Yam and stripped him of his power over water. And that was a good thing, at least as far as humans were concerned. Instead of flooding everything like Yam did, Baal used his power to help people grow crops. So, side note, the Lord of the Flies. Baal has stayed relevant in some modern religions, although probably not in the way he would have hoped. In one section of the Hebrew Bible, the prophet Elijah yells at a king for consulting priests of Baal Zebub, Lord of the Flies. This was possibly a distortion of Lord of the House, or even a way of calling Baal a poop god.
I remember that.
Yeah. Things only got worse for Baal after that. By the time the New Testament of the Bible was written, Baal Zebub had become Beelzebub, another name for Satan.
Whoa.
Satan. So Beelzebub was another name for Satan.
You saw Satan in your dream.
Yeah, I saw a snake, man.
What represents Satan?
Right, I would think so.
And like exactly when you said, "I am a soldier of God."
Right, I'm a soldier
and then
of God.
it literally just
It hissed at me and ran away.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
How big was it?
It was huge and ugly and ghastly. It was the
It was
ugliest thing
huge and ugly and ghastly.
ugliest thing I ever saw in my dreams. It was crazy. There is a battle of good and evil.
I know.
Yeah. So Baal fights death. Defeating Yam gave Baal a huge amount of power. So he asked El for a home befitting his new importance. El ordered Kothar, the craftsman of the gods, to build Baal a beautiful palace. Once it was done, Baal invited all the gods to a celebratory feast, with the exception of Mot, the god of death. Mot repaid the insult by sneaking into Baal's new palace and formally inviting him to dine in the underworld. Baal didn't want to go, but the god's rules of etiquette meant he had no choice but to graciously accept the invitation. As Mot had planned, eating the food of the underworld bound Baal there. Without the storm of God's power, rain stopped falling, plants stopped growing, and famine struck the earth. Luckily, Baal's sister, Anath, came to the rescue. She charged into the underworld, cut Mot in half, skinned him, burned him, ground him up, and planted the bits in the ground like seeds. Then she returned Baal to the world of the living. But it takes more than death to kill the god of the underworld. Soon enough, Mot returned to life. He and Baal met in combat and fought each other to a stalemate, which means they were tied. Right? It only ended when the other gods intervened and separated them, sending Mot back to the underworld and Baal back to his palace. This myth makes sense if you think of it as a farming metaphor. Every year there's a wet season, represented by Baal, and a dry season, represented by Mot. In the dry season, when Mot has imprisoned Baal, farmers do their grain what Anath did to Mot. Cut it, thresh it, grind it, and cook some, and plant the rest for the following year. Right? That's what farmers do. Right? Then Baal returns to his palace and the wet season returns. So, there's a couple of Greek or Roman gods that also have that thing going on where they traded somebody went down to the underworld. It's Greek. I don't know. I'll have to read it. It's the same kind of story, but with the Greek gods instead of the Semitic one here, Baal, and interesting stuff. You know, everybody has different. So the next god is Balder, and he's a Norse god, right? Balder.
Oh, right. He's really cool.
He's funny. Everything avoids him.
You should read that one.
No, because we've already been 10 minutes.
Please.
No. And then we got Brahma. He's a Hindu god. So that's we're going to a whole nother area of the world after Balder. We're really hitting a lot of different parts of the world, which is kind of cool.
Do this.
No,
It's so fun. It's so like everything avoids him.
Right, yeah. Because he's just beautiful. And they say different things. So you only have two swords. No, buddy. Okay, so that's it. Gods and Heroes by Corwin Briggs. In Mythology Around the World, we did Baal. We'll do Balder tomorrow. All right? Huh?
Yeah.
All right, and if you like the content, you know, give it a thumbs up, and it'd be nice.
If you.
Yeah, of course. And if you don't, you don't. If you want to subscribe, so we could have bigger subscribers count, that'd be cool too. And if you want to comment, please comment. Say something. And thanks a bunch. Signing off or signing out. What do we do? Signing out.